We're 13 minutes away from tonight's first race. We get on the Night of Champions underway. Tonight's first race, the purse $225,000. 2-year-old fillies in the Winback Farm Final New York Sire Stakes final coming up at 7:10. Here they are for the first race. First New York Sire Stakes final. Winback Farm, 2-year-old fillies. The purse $225,000. Start of the double. Start of the pick four. One is DC Batgirl, owned by Brittany Dillon. The driver is Billy Dobson. Two is Party Queen, owned by Triple D Stables and JFE Enterprise LLC. Tim Tetra gets the drive. Number three is Heart of Mine, owned by Wallace A Stable, Radio Racing, and Camelot Stables with Jason Bartlett. Four, Think of Galaxies, owned by Peter Kleinhans and Jonathan Klee Racing. The driver is Mark McDonald. Five is Spicy Covina, owned by Douglas R. Ackerman. The driver is Tyler Buter. Number six, the Brett Pelling train Test of Faith, owned by Melvin Siegel, Kentuckiana Racing Stables, and Eddie Grand. The driver is Jim Marone Jr. Number seven, Rightfully Mine, owned by Anthony Scussel and Monique Cohen with Dexter Dunn. And completing the field is the 8, Albert Gita Hanover, owned by Cohen, DeRocker, Camelot Stable, and Decker's Corner Stable with Scott Zeron. 2-year-old fillies. It's the Winback Farm New York Sire Stakes final. The purse $225,000, and they will be at the gate in 6 minutes. Five minutes. We have a late scratch in this first Sire Stakes race. We have a late scratch in this race. Number 5, Spicy Covina, is a late scratch. The fillies come up lame. There'll be refunds, win, place, show, exacta, triple, and pick 4 double wagers involving the late scratch here in the first race. Number 5, Spicy Covina. The filly is lame. 3 minutes. Post time in 2 minutes, 2 minutes to post. Got a reminder in this first race, that late scratch of 5 Spicy Covina. The fillies come up lame. Scratch the 5 in this first race. Post time in 2 minutes. One minute. Close to starting time. Final call, race 1. Two-year-old fillies set for the opener. Winback Farm New York Sire Stakes final, going for $225,000, minus the 5 Spicy Covina. This field is in the hands of the starter. Set to kick off the New York Night of Champions with the Winback Farm New York Sire Stakes final for two-year-old fillies. Here they come. They're racing in the opener. DC Batgirl left between fillies, punching through his Heart of Mine. Center of the track is Test of Faith. So these three are quickest into the first turn. It's 2 lengths back toward the inside to Party Queen fourth. Approaching the backstretch. Offensive-minded from her inside post is DC Batgirl, but wanting the lead is Heart of Mine. And Bartlett cuts her loose. Here's Heart of Mine up to challenge and take the lead. And in the offing there is Test of Faith. So these three continue to do battle. And then comes Party Queen and Think of Galaxies. Another 2.5 more. That's the Roan filly, Rightfully Mine. And Albergita Hanover trails. The opening quarter was 27-2. Opening race fillies on the far turn. The first time Test of Faith took over from Heart of Mine, who took it away from DC Batgirl, who's now relegated to third. It's a length and a half back to Party Queen and Tetrick in fourth. Then Think of Galaxy's fifth, better than 6 lengths from the new leader, Test of Faith, the hot favorite here at 1-5 in the Winback Farm 2-year-old final pace here. The leader by 2 lengths, sitting second, is Heart of Mine. DC Batgirl third, Party Queen moving on the outside fourth. Then comes Think of Galaxy's fifth, second over. She's a tad on the left line. They go a half mile in 57 seconds flat. The back markers are Rightfully Mine and Albergita Hanover. They head up the backstretch, but it's only 6 lengths from top to bottom. Test of Faith leading it by a length and a half on Heart of Mine. Party Queen first up, but not gaining at this point. DC Batgirls in behind fillies. Then on the outside, Think of Galaxies is gapping. Nowhere to go. Albergita Hanover has a ton of pace, but she's locked in 3 wide. Rightfully Mine. 3/4 in 1:25 and 4. 20 to 4 third quarter. Final turn. And Test of Faith. No pressure whatsoever. Stalling first up is Party Queen. Then Heart of Mine looks to shake free, and DC Batgirl. They're in the stretch of the Winback Farm final pace, and the leader still is Test of Faith. Test of Faith on the outside. Heart of Mine chasing her home, but Test of Faith too good. She won it by 2. Second, Heart of Mine close for third. Albergine Hanover was raging with pace, and then Party Queen. Unofficially, it's number 6, Test of Faith, first at 1-5. Second, 3, Heart of Mine. Third, 8, Albergita Hanover. Fourth, going to 2, Party Queen. In the Winback Farm New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old fillies in 154 and 1. That is 5 out of 6 this season for Test of Faith. Making our way back to the winner's circle. Taking the first of the United Champions races tonight is Test of Faith. Taking the Winback Farm New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old fillies. That's her 5th victory in 6 lifetime starts. Owned by Melvin Siegel, Eddie Grant in Kentuckiana Racing Stables of North Carolina and Lexington, Kentucky. Trained by Brett Pelling. Getting it done, Jim Marone Jr. in a final time of 154 and 1. Always happy to see M. Kelly Young part of this night every year. And it's official. Test of Faith 240, 210, 210. 6-3 exact at $5.80. The $2 triple, 638, $34 even. Up next, trotters in the Alleridge Farm New York Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old fillies. Start of the $1 pick 3. It's going for $225,000. Reminder, in the third race, number 3, Destined to Dance, is scratched. Post time is at 7:34. Here's the official results of the first race. DC Batgirl 5th. Party Queen was 4th. Heart of Mine 2nd. Think of Galaxies 7th. Spicy Covina was a late scratch lame. Test of Faith, your race winner. Rightfully Mine 6th. Albert Gita Hanover 3rd. In 154 and 1. Top down is 5-4-2. 7 scratch. 1-6-3. Trotters on the track for the second race, sending Alleridge Farm New York Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old fillies to start the $1 pick 3. Purse is $225,000. Number 1 is 7 Times a Lady, owned by Åke Svanstedt, and Knutson Trotting and Berg, the driver, is Åke Svanstedt. No Mas Drama, number 2, owned by Joseph Bongiorno, Joseph Descala Jr., J&T Silver Stables, and 11 Star Stables with Joe Bongiorno. Hypnotic AM, number 3, owned by Coran Incorporated with Brian Sears. Number 4 is Island Lily, owned by Fred Grant and Timber Ridge Stable. The driver is Tom Jackson. Number 5 is the Julie Miller train Love a Good Story, owned by Daniel Plouffe Pinsky Stables and Kentuckiana Racing Stable with Andy Miller. Munster is drawn 6, owned by Black Horse Racing and Weisman Farm LLC, carries the brown and gold of Tyler Buter. And rounding out the field is number 7, Without a Warning, owned by Raymond Campbell Jr., the driver Scott Zeron. 3-year-old fillies, it's the Alleridge Farm New York Sire Stakes final. Post time in 6 minutes. Post time in 5 minutes. Now 3 minutes. Just 2 minutes to post. Close to starting time, just 1 minute. Second race trotters have turned to the starting gate. It's post time. 3-year-old fillies set for the Alleridge Farm New York Sire Stakes final, going for $225,000. A field of 7 arriving at the gate. This field is in the hands of the starter. Three-year-old fillies set for the Alleridge Farm New York Sire Stakes final, and here they come. They're off to a good start. There's Hypnotic Am out for the lead. Toward the inside, it's 7 Times Lady. Center of the track, Andy Miller leaves with Love a Good Story. Then No Mas Drama. Around the turn, heading to the backstretch, Hypnotic Am and Brian Sears open it up by 3. Off stride went Love a Good Story. Love a Good Story is on a gallop as they head to the quarter pole. In second now is 7 Times Lady, a gap of 3 lengths more to No Mas Drama third. Then a gap of 2 lengths for the inside. Island Lily, she's trotting fourth. About 9.5 lengths for the freewheeling leader. And then comes Munster, and without a warning, off stride went 7 Times Lady. And also off stride was Love a Good Story, so a bit of a strung out field now. That opening quarter trot in 27-2. Hypnotic Am leading it by about 4 lengths over No Mas Drama. Then Island Lily third. There's been no change as they head to the half-mile pole. 1-5 for Hypnotic Am. Leading it still by 2. Trying to bridge the gap is No Mas Drama. And Island Lily and Tom Jackson draw within 4 lengths of the lead. Then a gap of 2 to Munster. And without a warning, back trotting are Love a Good Story. And far behind, 7 Times Lady. They go a half mile in 57-2, 30 seconds, even second quarter. Hypnotic Am just rolling right along. The lead is a length and a half on No Mas Drama as they hit the midpoint of the backstretch. First up, third, but grinding there is Munster trying to stoke up a late rally. Down on the inside, Island Lily's in a bit tight. And then on the outside, without a warning's in with a fighting chance. They've gone 3 quarters in 126 and 2. 29-second third quarter final turn in the Irish Farm New York Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old fillies. And Hypnotic Am now pads her lead to 3 lengths. No Nostromo not sticking with her from the back of the pack. Without a Warnings finishing best of the rest, but homeward bound. And the leader still is Hypnotic Am. She's fled the scene and she's opening up by 6. It's a good battle for second, but Hypnotic Am is long gone, taking the Irish Farm New York Sire Stakes final in convincing fashion. No Mas Drama second, and Without a Warning third in a final time of 1:55. Returning to the winner's circle is the unofficial winner of the second race, the Irish Farm New York Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old fillies. Is Hypnotic Am, owned by Courant Incorporated of Delray Beach, Florida, for trainer Marcus Melander. Going the distance tonight for Brian Sears. That's the 4th victory in 8 starts this season for Hypnotic Am, and the final time was 1:55. Second was 2, No Mas Drama. Third, 7, Without a Warning. Fourth, number 4, Island Lily. It's official. Hypnotic Am returns 250, 230, 210. 3-2 exacta 1540. 327 triple $105. 6-3 double $4.60. 10-cent super 3274. $33.75. Here's the rundown of the second race. 7 times the lady, 7th. No Mas Drama, 2nd. Hypnotic Am, your race winner. Island Lily was 4th. Love a Good Story, 5th. Munster, 6th. Without a Warning was 3rd, 155. Top down is 7-2-1. 4-5-6-3. Up next, the third race. It's the Crawford Farms New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old fillies. The start, the $1 pick 3. Number 3, Destined to Dance, is scratched injured. Looking ahead to tonight's 5th race, to start the pick 5. Number 3, Sauvignon Blue Chip, is out sick. Post time at 7:59. Again, a reminder of this upcoming third race. Number 3, Destined to Dance, is an injured scratch. This is the Crawford Farms New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old fillies, going for $225,000. Some additional scratches later on. Again, in the 5th race, number 3, Sauvignon Blue Chip, is out sick. And a reminder, in the 9th race, a driver change for the 8 Max Jackpot to Matt Kakali. Matt Kakali is driving 8 Max Jackpot in the 9th race. Post time coming up in just 13 minutes at 7:59. Trotter stepping onto the track for the third race. It is the Crawford Farms New York Sire Stakes final. 2-year-old fillies going for $225,000. Number 1 is Ayla Jameson, owned by Andy Miller's stable. Domain Haven Farms and Little E LLC with Andy Miller. Number 2 is If Not Me, Who, owned by Herman Brewer. The driver is Fern Paquette Jr. Scratch the 3, Destined to Dance. Number 4 is Broad Strokes, owned by Little E Spracco. Brexville and Triple Play Partners. The driver is Dexter Dunn. Number 5 is Mr. Robert Messing's Credit Income with John Stark Jr. Iteration number 6, owned by Quran Incorporated, with Brian Sears in the bike. Number 7 is Insured Am, owned by Quran Incorporated, with George Brennan. And the 8 is Splash Blue Chip, owned by Okies Funstead Incorporated and Melby Guard Incorporated. Okies Funstead is the driver. 2-year-old fillies. It's the Crawford Farms New York Sire Stakes final, and it's up next in 6 minutes. Five minutes. Just 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Close to starting time, 1 minute. Third race trotters have turned to the starting gate. It's post time. 2-year-old fillies set for the Crawford Farms New York Sire Stakes final. $225,000 on the line. It's post time. Arriving at the gate. Field is in the hands of the starter. Lagging behind is Iteration. Here they come. Sent on their way. Iteration spots them about 6 on the far outside. Splash Blue Chip left off stride when Credit Income. Credit Income has made a break. Okie clears the top with Splash Blue Chip and opens up here by 6. Off stride around the turn there was If Not Me Who. If Not Me Who has made a break, but it's a clear early advantage for Splash Blue Chip, who leads it by 5 outside the quarter pole. Then Insured Am in second. It's a gap of another 4. Ayla Jamison third. Trotting fourth is Broad Strokes. Then the slow starting Iteration. Back trotting is If Not Me Who. And far behind is Credit Income. The opening quarter in 29-2 as these 2-year-old fillies hit the far turn the first time. Okie and Splash Blue Chip enjoy a 2.5 length lead on Insured Am. It's a gap of 5 more to Ayla Jamison third. 3 lengths behind that one is Broad Strokes and Iteration. They head to the top of the stretch the first time at odds of 6-1. Splash Blue Chip strutting her stuff here. She leads it by better than 2. Insured Am is not far behind at 17-1. Then a gap of 3.5 to Ayla Jamison third. She'll have to pick it up. Then on the outside, Iteration trying to mount a comeback. They went a half mile in 59 seconds flat, working their way around the clubhouse turn. Then to the inside in 5th is Broad Strokes. So they head to the backstretch the final time. time, so the two favorites are first and second over, but they have to get to Splash Blue Chip. Splash Blue Chip by 2. Ayla Jamieson making steady progress now toward the inside. Insured Am in third. Iteration doing her best after the miscue. Within 4 lengths of the lead. Then Broad Strokes, 3/4 up in 1:28 and 2. 29-2 third quarter. Splash Blue Chip. Ayla Jamieson shoulder to shoulder here. Iteration waiting in the wings. Toward the inside is Insured Am. To the far outside, Broad Strokes. Any one of these five as they turn into the stretch in the Crawford Farms 2-year-old filly final. With the lead is Splash Blue Chip, but she's under siege. On the outside, Ayla Jemson. On the far outside, Iteration and punching through between fillies, but in tight quarters is Insured Am. A four-way thriller. It's going to be tight. Oh, it's tight indeed. Iteration or Ayla Jamieson to settle the score in 1:59. Inquiry up concerning all the breakers. Inquiry. Number 6, Iteration, is the unofficial winner. 1, Ayla Jamieson, second. 7, Insured Am S was third. 8, Splash Blue Chip, fourth. It's 6-1, 7-8, unofficial. The inquiry's up concerning the breakers in the third. Turning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of the third race, the Crawford Farms New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old fillies. Iteration owned by Courant Incorporated of Delray Beach, Florida. A training double for Marcus Melander and an early driving double tonight for Brian Sears. Iteration makes it 3 of 5 lifetime, pacing the mile tonight in 1:59. It's still unofficial. Right now on the TV screen, we're looking at the judge's look of the breakers. A judge's look now appearing on the monitors looking at the breakers in this third race. Again, the inquiry is up. It's unofficial. The judges are taking a look at several spots in the race before the start and after the start. Concerns the breakers in this third race. Results still unofficial. No action taken here. Number 6, Iteration, complied with all aspects of the braking rule. The order of finish will stand as posted. Iteration returns 420, 210, and 210. Exact is 618, $8.50. 617 triple $64 even. Up next is the 4th race. New York Sire Stakes final, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Post time coming up at 8:25. There's a rundown of the 3rd. Ayla Jamison 2nd. If Not Me Who 6th. Destined to Dance was scratched. Broad Strokes 5th. Credit Income 7th. Iteration, your race winner. Insured MS was 3rd, and Splash Blue Chip 4th in 159. Top down 2-6 scratch. 57134. These are the trotters for the fourth race. New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old colts and geldings. To start the $1 pick three. Number 1 is Steel, owned by Pinsky Stables and Crawford Farms Racing. The driver's Andy Miller. Number 2 is In the Cards, owned by Campbell Jr., Dixon, Samedi, and George Ducharme's stable. The driver's Tim Tetrick. Number 3 is Ambassador Hanover, owned by Taylor, and Oki Svanstedt, and In Order by stable. The driver's Oki Svanstedt. 4 is Unwritten Chapter, owned by Lawrence Tomasis, Noel Daly, and Patricia stable. The driver's Dexter Dunn. Number 5, $100 Bill, owned by Crawford the Fourth, Daly, and Crawford Farms Racing. The driver's Jason Bartlett. There's 6, Incommunicado, owned by Geiger, Stolz, Nuts and Trotting, and Little E LLC with Scott Zeron. Number 7 is D's Red Delicious, owned by Joseph Martinelli Sr. Carries the green and gold of Corey Callahan. And there's the 8, Credit Con, owned by Lee Cito. The driver's Tyler Buter. 2-year-old colts and geldings. New York Sire Stakes final up next. The purse is $225,000. 5 minutes to post. Post time in 3 minutes. Two minutes. Now there's 1 minute. Two-year-old Colts and Geldings have turned to the gate. It's post time. Except for the New York Sire Stakes final, going for $225,000. Field of 8 approaching the gate. The gate is moving. This field is on gate. They're racing and off stride. A $100 bill out quickly into the center of the track was Incommunicado, sent right to the lead. Up 3 wide is Corey Callahan and D's Red Delicious. And toward the inside, now off stride is D's Red Delicious after a good start. Up top is Incommunicado at 18-1. Leads it by a length and a half, is on that right line though. In second is Steele. Length and a half back trotting third is Ambassador Hanover. Length and a half away in fourth in the cards. Unwritten Chapter is on the outside of that one. And then we come back toward the inside. As they get to the quarter pole, that's Credit Con. The opening quarter was 29-3. Off stride again was a $100 bill. And also after the miscue, D's Red Delicious playing catch up now. But back to the front end, it belongs to the upset-minded Incommunicado. And Scott Zeron by a length and a half. Steele is right there. So 2 long shots, 1-2 as they head to the half-mile pole. Ambassador Hanover, Anoki a strong third, and now vacate the cones. He takes a peek back to see the competition behind him. Toward the inside is In the Cards. Now to the outside, trying to latch on to cover Unwritten Chapter. They went a half mile in 1 minute, 2/5, so a tap on the brakes. Zeron looking to lull them to sleep here with Incommunicado. Incommunicado by 2 on Steele. On the outside, Ambassador Hanover first over third, but still no threat for the leader at this point. Second over fourth is Unwritten Chapter. Then toward the inside is In the Cards. Credit Con trying to get involved late, 6 lengths from the lead. So it's still Incommunicado. Oki asking the question of Ambassador Hanover. They've gone 3/4 in 1, 29-3 as they move on the final turn. Incommunicado. Ambassador Hanover the outside ratchets up the pressure toward the inside. Steele, Unwritten Chapter moves to the far outside. It's up for grabs here. Incommunicado leads this field of 2-year-old Colts and Geldings into the stretch on the outside, plugging away. Battling with Ambassador Hanover, punching through. Here comes Steele and Andy Miller far outside. Unwritten Chapter. It's going to be tight. It's going to be, tight. Was it Steele or Unwritten Chapter? In another close photo in 1:59. Number 1, Steele, first at 19-1. Second for Unwritten Chapter. 6 Incommunicado was third, and 3 Ambassador Hanover fourth. The time was 1:59. Returning to the winner's circle, upset winner in this fourth race, New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old colts and geldings. It's the Julie Miller trained Steel. How to get up at 19-1. Owned by Pinsky Stables and Crawford Farms Racing. Of Minnesota and New York, trained again by Julie Miller. Andy Miller gets it done. Maiden victory here for Steel. Results of race 4 now official. Steel returns $40.20, $17.80, and $8. 1-4 exact at $327.50. Triple 146, $4,311. Pick 3 on 361, $124. The pick 4 will be up momentarily. 10-cent super 1463, $522.95. Stand by for that pick 4. The pick 4 returns $343. Up next, the fifth race as we kick off the 50-cent pick 5. New York Sire Stakes final for the 2-year-old colts and geldings. Scratch the 3 Sauvignon Hanover sick. Other changes concerning the pick 5. In the 9th and final, Matt Kakaley will drive 8 Max Jackpot with post time coming up at 8:47. Here's the official rundown of the fourth race. Steal Your Race winner in the card, sixth. Ambassador Hanover, fourth. Unwritten Chapter, second. $100 Bill, seventh. Incommunicado, third. D's Red Delicious was eighth, and Credit Con was fifth. In 159. Top down 164, 273.85. Post-braiding for the 5th race. Start of the 50-cent pick 5. New York Sire Stakes final. 2-year-old colts and geldings. Here's the field. 1 is Sexy Blue Chip, owned by Rick Burks, driven by Jordan Stratton. Number 2 is Town Gossip, owned by Robert Weinstein. In behind is Joe Bongiorno. Three is out. 4 is Major Makeover, owned by McIntosh, McKay, Hutt Racing Stable, and Touchstone Farms with Mark McDonald. 5 is American Courage, owned by the Fiddler's Creek Stables LLC, with Matt Kakaley. King James Express, number 6, owned by Harder, Rachel Frost, Carlton, and Lockhart. The drivers, Jason Bartlett. Number 7 is Carry the Torch Man, owned by Ronald Michelin and Warhorse Stable. It's the red and black of Marcus Miller. And number 8 is Stop Staring, owned by Schnitker, Gewurz, Arnold, and Bordonia. The drivers, Ray Schnitker. 50-cent pick 5 wagering begins. New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old colts and geldings in 6 minutes. Three minutes. 2 minutes. One minute. Two-year-old Colts and Geldings for the 5th race. New York Cyrus Stakes final approaching the gate. It's post time. Start of the 50-cent pick 5. Fillies in the hands of the starter. This field is on gate. Sent on their way. Bit of a dull start for Sexy Blue Chip. Out quickly were Town Gossip. American Courage in the center of the track will look for that early lead. Away next in third was Major Makeover as they head around the turn. Up into fourth is King James Express. Pacers hit the backstretch, and on the outside is American Courage at odds of 1-5 has taken the lead away from Town Gossip. It's 2.5 in third to Major Makeover. King James Express is fourth, spotting the favorite about 5. Another 4.5 or so to Sexy Blue Chip, who had a dull beginning, and then Carry the Torchman and Stop Staring is the trailer in 7th. Opening quarter is 28 seconds flat. American Courage looking to make it 8 for 8 lifetime. Leads it by a length and a half with Town Gossip in close attendance. It's a length and a half back to Major Makeover third. Watching it from mid-pack, Bartlett and King James Express. There's been no change as these two-year-old Colts and Geldings in race 5 approach the half mile. Sexy Blue Chip is 5th, about 7 off the lead, and then Carry the Torchman, and it's an uphill climb for Stop Staring. They went a half mile in 57-1, 29-1 second quarter as these pacers approach the backstretch. With the lead is heavily favored American Courage. American Courage and Town Gossip all over the helmet there as they move up the backstretch toward the inside in third. Now a backside brush from King James Express, and they're ganging up here. Something went awry there with American Courage. American Courage has dropped anchor. They've gone 3/4 in 127 flat as they move on the final turn. Again, something definitely went wrong there with American Courage. The complexion has changed big time. King James Express carry the torchman toward the inside. Town Gossip suddenly stops steerings on the far outside. And then Sexy Blue Chip and Major Makeover into the stretch. King James Express in front and getting away now from Carry the Torchman. Town Gossip takes second. It's going to be King James Express to win it. That backside brush gets it done. Town Gossip second, third, Carry the Torchman, and Sexy Blue Chip. Number 6, King James Express is first. 2, Town Gossip second. 7, Carry the Torchman was third. And 1, Sexy Blue Chip fourth. It's unofficial. The time 1:56. Coming back to the winner's circle. Unofficial winner 6, King James Express. Takes this New York Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old colts and geldings. King James Express makes it 3 wins and 7 lifetime starts, 2 in a row. Owned by Harder, Dina Rachel Frost, Carlton and Lockhart. Trained by Mark Harder and Jason Bartlett, the winning driver. In 1:56, results still unofficial. Judges put up a general inquiry into the action approaching the 3/4 pole, where the 5 American Courage suddenly stopped. It took a bad step, but there's an inquiry looking into the action down the backstretch. Please hold all tickets. It's unofficial. Right now we're taking a look at the judges' look. Judges' look on the screen now, looking at the action as they approach the backstretch. It's going to happen shortly. It's the 5 American Courage. Something went awry here as they move up the backstretch. So the judges will take a peek and make a decision. Now a head-on look at the judges' look here